Right now, we're just trying to they keep playing well. I thought we competed at a pretty good level for all 80 minutes. It wasn't always perfect, but the competitiveness and the effort was there. Obviously, there's a lot of tough games coming up. You can see how good everybody in the league is. You can see from the other scores how balanced everything is, and just thankful that we're still getting some good results. It's the control what you can control thing. I mean, you can't always control the shots going in or out. I think offensively, we weren't probably at our best in either of the first halves this week, but we defended at a high level, and we were getting enough stops. And even when we weren't getting stops, usually it was them hitting pretty tough shots. And when you're defending at a pretty good level, you can hang around, and eventually, especially when you got some talented kids that can take over the game late, you're giving yourself a chance. 100%. I mean, we've been talking about him for a while, all the things he does that don't show up in a box score. But, I mean, it's a lot of guys. I mean, Nate and Matt Schminda and Gabe Smith and Josh Terry, and to name a few, those guys are everywhere defensively. I mean, Wayne State had multiple guards, and they had to earn everything. I mean, Rob Lee was coming off a 40-point night, and those guys all had their chances at him. And I know he scored 19, but he really had to work at it and get to the foul line to get a couple of them. And Norgard's kind of the anchor of our defense in there with the ball screen defense and some of the rim protection. So it's really become it's something you always want as a coach, where you say to get on the floor you have to defend. But now with our depth in that, if you're not out there competing on that, I mean, we have guys that will. So it's when you have some options and some depth, it's easier to have that accountability on the defensive effort. We've done enough situations to know that if you get Marcus in a good spot, how to get to your spacing spots. And the entire time back as an assistant with Coach Luke, and it's just kind of always been something that me and him were very similar in, is if you call a timeout, you're giving the defense a chance to set up and come up with a plan. So you got Marcus there with space, with some momentum. It's hard to come and double and get the ball out of his hands or deny him the ball or do any of that when you already got probably as good a situation as you could ask for. So letting him go to work was what we felt was our best option. No, it's awesome for Hobbs. I mean, we've talked about it with him and with a lot of people. I mean, his role has changed so much year to year, and the one thing he's always been is just a great teammate and a great Husky. And honestly, I'm just really happy for him that to get to that 1,000. It's an awesome achievement. He's worked hard. He's been in that gym for going on 5 years, pretty much every morning on his own, getting extra work in, and it's a well-deserved honor. 100%. When we don't have him out there, we're clearly not as good of a team. When he's in foul trouble, we've struggled offensively and defensively. And it's so much more than the statistics show. I mean, he's not one of the leading rebounders in the league, but we're a very good rebounding team when he's out there, because he's boxing out and opening things up and keeping usually the other team's best rebounder off the glass. He doesn't have a ton of block shots, but he creates a lot of indecision. Offensively, I think he's averaging double figures or close to double figures. He's shooting a great percentage, but he's creating more opportunities offensively than those numbers show. Just drawing help in there, allowing us to play inside-out basketball. So, yes, Dawson's been huge for us. Absolutely, and Ty was dealing with quite a bit of sickness, and, I mean, he just wasn't himself at all on Thursday, and I don't know that he was all the way there on Saturday either, but we told him we were going to go a minute or two at a time, just play as hard as you can. You're not going to be out there long, and obviously he hit 3 huge shots, and Ty's just a great player, and we're a better team when he's out there. I mean, it's just a confidence thing. And just having the confidence to go out there and make plays. I think early in the year he was just trying to catch and shoot. Now he's coming off some screens, and he's trying to penetrate a little bit and be a little bit of a playmaker and take some of that load off of Marcus. And defensively, he's figuring it out. I mean, it's hard for all freshmen, but he's learning how hard you have to play on that side of the ball. I mean, it's going to be a tough trip. I mean, obviously we'd be pretty big underdogs in both games. They're picked 1-2 in the league. I don't think it's a make or break weekend. Obviously, we want to go down there and try to be successful, but I think the biggest thing we got to take out of this trip is kind of a measuring point and see where we're at. If you're trying to accomplish anything big this season, obviously we have them again up here, and GLIAC tournament, NCAA tournament, wherever you're trying to get to, those two teams are going to be there. So there's, I think those are I don't know if the new rankings came out, if they're still both top 10 in the country, but it's a good measuring stick to see where you're at. And playing both those games on the road is going to be a heck of a challenge, but we're excited to see where we stack up right now. A little bit. I mean, Lake State, the one thing you have there is, I mean, they brought everybody back from their Sweet 16 team last year. So you kind of know what you're getting there, and obviously you can look to try a few things and see where we're at. But a big thing with them is just not letting them overwhelm you. There's going to be a lot of runs there and back, and Ferris is at the top of the league every year, and I don't think we've won down there since, I don't know the stat, 2014 maybe. It's been a long time, and you kind of know what you're getting with Ferris too. I mean, they have their system, their style, and you got to adjust to it. And I mean, we have a general plan. We're not going to stray too much from what we do, because what makes us good is our systems too. There might be a few tweaks, but primarily, no, we're going to kind of do us and try to out-execute them. I know this. Our guys aren't scared. I mean, they think they can go win anywhere, and I'm not saying we're not going down there to try to win. I'm just, you know what? This is the last weekend. The pressure was on us. If we're going to be a good team, you got to win those games at home. This is one where we can go and play a little bit free. I mean, obviously you got to play well, but the pressure's off a little bit, and go down there and play hard, have fun, compete as hard as you can, and see where the cards fall.